Live? Yay. Is it? It is on live.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Can we...
Hope we are connected. And we have one view.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Gabil, founder of 2Gaijin.com, and
I'm Kensei Abe, also a co-founder of 2Gaijin.com.
2Gaijin is a second-hand items trade platform, and through it we are trying to solve different issues that foreigners do have, foreign students do have actually. So today we want to talk about some topics that you face when you come to Japan as a foreign student.
So this is kind of a series. So we give some kind of tips
Yep.
to foreigners living in Japan, like
Yes.
every week. And this is actually our second time
Oh
to
yeah.
do so. Right?
So we try to improve our video shooting skills. So more lights, better angle maybe. So tonight we are going to talk with you at least 3 topics. We have topics about registering your address at the ward office. We have topics about insurance and how you can benefit from it. And the last one, but not the least, phone, internet, and utilities. How to register, which one to pick. So let's go from the first one, I think.
I think they are all the obstacles that all the foreigners will face.
Yeah,
after
I would
coming
say.
to Japan, right?
Especially if you don't know Japanese,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
they are quite important, I would say, for foreigners.
in my case, it was quite interesting because I got registered actually my address already at the resident on my resident card when I entered Japan. It was at the airport.
Airport? Really?
Yeah, I was lucky one because I came with the Hokkaido University invitation and I had my dorm already written under my name.
Okay.
So at the airport, they knew my location, address, so they write it on my resident card.
So after you settled down in Hokkaido, Sapporo, what did you do first when going to ward office?
Okay, that was quite interesting. I arrived at midnight. It was 11 p.m. And thank God I had supporter, a Japanese guy, and he took me to the dorm, and we couldn't find the dorm entrance because of the snow for almost 20 minutes. Anyway, we were able to get in the dorm. And next day, the first thing I went to the ward office because if you're a foreigner and you have arrived in Japan, you need to register at the local ward office where you are going to live. If you don't, it means you don't exist in Japan. So that's quite important for the foreigners. As a foreign student, as a Japanese student, do you need to register at the ward when you are moving from?
Yeah, of course. So, for example, I came from Niigata to Hokkaido. I of course need to go to ward office, and I need to do the same procedure.
I didn't know it. I thought for Japanese it's just
no, we have to do the same stuff.
So it's not the same.
No, not compared to foreigners at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to hear what you have to do as a foreigner.
Actually, in foreigners' case, first you have to have your resident card. You have to have your address written on your contract or on a document shows that you live there. You have right to live in that address.
You mean like electricity, PayPal, something like that? What do you bring?
Actually, you get it after you move to that apartment. And I'm not sure if you need to phone them first and go to the ward office, but the registering your address is the #1 priority. Okay. So you register first your address. For that, you need your resident card, you need your passport, they will check it there, and you need your address written on paper. Most times an agreement between you and the dorm or you and some kind of company. And then, and it's quite easy. You just write your current address, your name on furigana, and also you have to write your phone number. That's what we are going to talk as well today, how you can get a phone number in Japan. So this is about the documentation.
I see.
For registering the ward office for a foreigner.
I have experience of supporting foreign student going to World Office and register all the documents.
Okay.
As well as going to Yubinkyoku.
Did anything
Post office.
went wrong? Because most times it does.
World Office, everything went good. But when it comes to Post Office, trying to make her bank account, because she was for Chinese student, it was like everything went good. But when it comes to Vietnamese student,
she had problem.
She had a problem.
Is it racism?
I think trust on countries from Japanese government. For when it comes to Chinese government, I mean Chinese students, I think Japanese government will assume that they have quite amount of money, certain amount of money. But when it comes to, sorry to say, Vietnamese or other developing countries, they have like low trust from Japanese government. So they told me that when I took a Chinese student there, they told me that it's gonna take just 1 week to get book.
Tsucho?
Yeah, Tsucho.
Okay, bank book.
Yeah, bank book and also credit card. But when it comes to Vietnamese student, they told me that it's gonna take a month
to check. I also got in within 1 week.
Okay.
Actually, it's quite interesting. So if you are coming to Japan as a foreign student, be sure to bring a credit card, a Visa card or MasterCard from your country, because you will need it here. If you can't open a bank account, so it means you can't get a phone number, you can't get an internet to your place, because you need to show some kind of an payment method. And if you cannot open a bank account in Japan, that's a troublesome situation, right?
Yes. I mean, from Japanese side, of course, Japanese companies or Japanese government need trust in order to give you like bank book or registration or something like that. I mean, I understand that. And for Japanese people, it's easy to get because they live in Japan for 20 or 18 or 20 years. But for foreigners, they don't know like their status at all.
Oh yeah.
So you guys need some kind of,
it's like a black
credit card or something that to make government or Japanese companies trust in you, and that's important, I would say.
I see. So after getting the address, the next thing actually you try to get is an internet and phone number, so you can contact back with your family and then your country. And as you understood, the bank account is quite important, and if you cannot open a bank account in Japan, beforehand having a credit card is quite crucial, so you can at least pay some bills with that at the beginning until you kind of work out the system and then everything is fixed. Actually, I had quite interesting experience with the phone number because when I came to Japan, I didn't have a credit card. I just came with a debit card, and debit card they said you cannot use for paying phone bills, so they told me to open a bank account in Japan. When I went to the bank, they told me you need to have a phone number to get a bank account. So it was kind of a dilemma. I think that's kind of weird, especially for a foreigner. So I ended up using my supporter, the guy who took me from Chitose airport to dorm. He was coming with me. I used his phone number, registered my bank account, went and bought phone number and phone, came back to the bank and then changed the phone number. That's how I kind of tricked the system.
Wow. Yeah. As I work at telecommunication company, it should be, I think, easier for foreigners to get phone number in Japan, but
in my country it's so easy. You just need to get into a shop and then pay like with Japanese yen, maybe 1,000 yen, and your ID. That's enough. So that's your phone number, and the payment is you pay as much as you talk. So let's say you buy 1,000 yen amount, you use it. If it is finished, you buy again and then you use it. So that's kind of mainly what we do in my country. So it's very easy and cheap to use a phone in my country.
I see. Yeah, but in Japan you need credit card at least.
Yeah, minimum or bank account. And if you cannot open a bank account in Japan, it's better to have a credit card before coming.
So with that you can get phone number at least in Japan. So better to have it.
By the way, you will need phone also to call the gas company, to call the electricity company, and to call the water company for utilities. So you need phone anyway. So that's why having a phone number and having a phone quite crucial. And in order to have a phone, you have to have an address, and plus you have to have a bank account or credit card. So it's kind of all interconnected. If you don't have one, it's quite difficult to get other ones. So that's what happened with me. By the way, there are AU, Docomo, and SoftBank, 3 big phone companies, right? Which one is the cheapest one?
Cheapest one for those 3 companies, same cost.
Oh.
Yes, to be honest. But when it comes to Yahoo Mobile,
that's the cheapest one.
Or UQ Mobile, those are the cheapest one, to be honest.
I didn't have experience with UQ, but some of my friends use Yahoo Mobile.
Yes.
It's quite...
It is cheap. It is cheap. I mean, if you live, for example, with your family in Japan, and if, for example, 4 people within your family use SoftBank, it could be as cheap as Yahoo.
Oh.
Because there's going to be...
You talk with each other, right?
Yeah, talk each other, and there's like family discount for SoftBank,
I didn't know it.
And AU. But if you're living by yourself, alone, and if you want to get phone number, Yahoo Mobile and UQ are the cheapest ones.
I think my friend used Yahoo Mobile and they were couples, so they got some kind of family package.
Yes.
It's almost 2,300 yen or something like that. It's quite cheap, and you can get the internet and you can get the call option as well. So it's almost 2 or 3 times cheaper than any other phone.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And the difference also between SoftBank and big 3 companies and Yahoo and UQ are if you wanna use, for example, 50 or 60 gigabyte a month. I mean, a lot. If you watch YouTube or outside, I mean, without using Wi-Fi or something, it's gonna be like 50 or 60. And if you wanna use as much as that, you have to use SoftBank, Docomo.
So it's cheaper.
Yeah.
If it's big amount.
But when it comes to Yahoo, the gigabyte that you can use is limited to 3. You can choose 5, 15, or 20, but it's limited.
Okay, I see.
But if you wanna use a lot, SoftBank, AU, Docomo.
By the way, I find that quite interesting. My phone is from Docomo, and once in a year I go and ask them. They change it for. Sometimes they change it for free for me.
You mean phone itself?
Yeah, phone itself, and it doesn't cost me. If I want to change the model, they will charge me like 5,000 yen, and I will get a new model. I did it almost 4 or 5 times, I think.
Okay.
Now it's going to be fixed, and they do it for free. So I have some issues with my phone. If I'll take it to them, they'll fix the problem, and I don't pay anything. So that's what I like in Docomo in most cases. Okay. So I don't pay extra fee for fixing or changing my phone. Yeah, that's I think positive side.
I see.
And it doesn't let me to change my phone company.
Okay. Yeah, even for Japanese people, it takes long time to change one company to the other, to be honest. So it must be more difficult for foreigners.
Yeah, I think so. And if you don't know the language, it's quite difficult because in Japan, you do agreement on person. You finish the agreement by phone. That's what makes me more kind of surprised and angry sometimes because my internet company screwed me like that. In Japan, you do agreement on like face to face, but when you need to cancel the agreement, you have the phone. And I didn't know that in Japan, phone company and the internet company who is providing you the line and internet company who is providing you with internet, 2 different entities. One of them is most time entity, and another one is some kind of a provider. Like mine was Yahoo Excite BB. So, and the previous one was Docomo actually. So I moved from dorm to apartment. I called them and I asked them to cancel it. They said we have cancelled. After 2 months, I saw still I'm being charged for the internet. And when I checked, I find out that the entity is still charging me. I called them. They said, sorry, you didn't cancel it with us. So we will stop charging you by next month or by end of this month. I don't remember exactly. But I told them I didn't live in that apartment almost like 3 months. Why they still charge me? Because now someone else is living there. He's paying for the internet as well, I guess.
So double.
Double. And I was also paying double because at the new place I also had internet. So I got angry. I asked my house owner. I told him the trouble. He solved it within like 25 minutes. He called them and he talked with them really in a harsh way. They said sorry. They pay me back around like 23,000 yen that they charged for the last 3 months. And I was happy.
Wow. Okay.
So, does the Japanese people also have this kind of experience?
At least we can communicate in Japanese.
I guess so, right?
We can avoid those kind of problems, I would say. But I think a lot of foreign students have those kind of experiences if we cannot speak Japanese.
If you can't speak Japanese, even if I speak Japanese, I do. It's quite troublesome to communicate and tell them all the situation. And most time they don't give you extra information. You have to ask for it.
So if you have any troubles related to your smartphones or internet, please ask me.
He works in SoftBank, so he can ask your question, answer your questions.
Yeah, so please ask me. Or please ask to 2Gaijin so that I can answer the question. And if you wanna skip to insurance topic.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to talk about today about the utilities, about the gas, electricity, and water.
Okay.
So most times you already can use it. Electricity is most times there, and it starts from the day you put up the electricity. But the problem is sometimes they are late to charge you. I moved to my apartment in 2015 September. In February, they called me and told me that I didn't pay for the last 6 months. They will stop my agreement. And I was like, I never got any paper. So they didn't, for 6 months, they didn't send me any letter so I can pay them. So that's why I was like kind of surprised. Thanks, they told me that you can pay not 6 months at once, but 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, kind of.
I see.
So that helped a lot. So when you are going to connect with those companies, call them and be sure that you are in the system. Sometimes they forget about you. So that's about the utilities. It's quite easy. Most time you call them, they come to your house and then they set it and then they leave. And by the way, you also have the sign agreement on the spot.
Is there any I would say English call center that they can contact? Maybe no.
I think sometimes they have, because in Japan there's something called natural monopoly, which means most of the governments do supply their own citizens with the government companies' gas, electricity, or water. In Japan, it's a bit more different. So you have like LP gas and Kitagasu, which is city gas, right? Also, you have Hokuden, and now gas. Kitagas also try to sell, I think, electricity, and Hokuden also tries to sell gas. Kind of, this is not natural monopoly. So it means there are different service providers in this area.
Okay.
Maybe some of them do have the English speaker people. So you have to ask for it, I think.
Okay.
If not, I think it's not that much big issue to tell them. What they ask is date when you will be home and time. So they will come and then you will do everything on the spot. So it shouldn't be too much trouble.
So simple Japanese.
Yeah. And now let's switch to insurance.
Okay.
Actually, did you know that you can get your money back from insurance?
I have never
done it.
No, I've never done it before. Please tell me how.
Actually, my 2 family members within this year, 2 times they were hospitalized. Okay. And I paid quite big amount of money. I accidentally I went to the insurance to talk about at the hospital. They told me that if you're a student, it means you have a certain amount of income, and if you go to the ward office at the insurance, you can get a paper a kind of a certificate to show that how much income you have, and based on your income, you get a paper and you give it to the hospital for when they charge you. And most times they don't charge you more than the limit that's written on the paper. So in my case, it was 34,500 yen. So when I went to pick it, in front of me there was an old Japanese lady asking her money for hospitalization back, and she was doing procedure. And after her, I sit and talk, and I asked like, "Can I do also?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay, you can do it, but you need your receipt from the hospital." Next time, I brought all my receipts from the hospital. I brought my insurance card and also the family members' insurance card and their resident card and my own resident card, and they did it on the spot documentation, and I got quite big chunk of money back.
I see.
I didn't know it, so I think it could be useful. So if you are going to have some hospital thing or your family member, you can get money back. That's quite something I got surprised about.
I assume that you have paid a lot of money to hospital as well. And you got maybe, like, I would say 70 or 80% back?
70% because 30% is paid by you and 70% is paid by government, right?
Yes.
That 70% you can get back.
So you paid full at first?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you need to?
I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You took the insurance card to the hospital,
I took
right?
insurance card.
They
said you first pay us and then you apply and get the money back. That's how I knew about it.
Really? That happens when you have like surgery or something?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I didn't know that before.
I also didn't know it, so it was my first experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's not like that in your country, no?
In my country, the insurance system isn't developed as in Japan, so we don't have it. But in Japan, you can get your money back if you are paying a lot, and not to pay a lot, you can also have a kind of the paper. If you go to the ward office and at the insurance desk, you will ask about the shiharai seigen something. So they will give you that document. It will be easier for you. You will feel relieved each time when they charge you a lot because you will know that there's a limit. They don't charge you more than that.
So there's a desk for that. There's
I think
window for that.
Window number 9, if I don't mistake, or number 8 is for that. And they are quite helpful. They explain you everything you should know.
That's important information.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was worried that like I'm paying a lot of money and I'm losing from my savings. Now, after applying for it, I got them back.
Anyways, insurance card, how did you get that?
Insurance card, after registering at the ward office, I went to insure the whole, myself and wife actually. And that's how I ended up getting the insurance. By the way, the supporter told me that I need to get insurance. It was like, I didn't know that you can do insurance at the ward office. When you arrive in Japan and you come to the ward office to register your address, you can also go to the insurance. It's inside the ward office and insure yourself, your family members. By the way, if you insure your kids, babies until age of 3, you get 15,000 yen per month, and this amount is paid you kind of not every quarter, but every 4 months. So 3 times per year. And if you have a baby more than 3 years old, you will get 10,000 yen per month. Again, you will get paid it like 4 months at once. So 3 times per year. It is February, June, and October. And each time it is 13 or 12 of that month. So February 13, June 13, and then October 13, you will get paid that amount. So if you have 3 kids, and they all are, let's say, above 3 years old, you get around 120,000 yen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite big amount. So if you are coming into Japan with family, you have some extra income source from the insurance.
Insurance card is really important in Japan. You can use it as ID card.
Yeah, actually. You can. Some places already like do ask, even though there's no picture on it.
Yes, exactly.
That was kind of made me surprised.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I think outside of Japan, driver's license is the main ID card. and also it could be others.
In my country, we have ID card. It's not driving license. It's just an ID card, where all your information is in, like your the blood number and your personal information, kind of. So that's what we use in my country.
Okay. In the US, driver's license was the main ID card for US people. But in Japan, there are two: driver's license. I would say there are three right now: driver's license, insurance card, and my number card.
I got my number card.
Did you?
I got it online. Actually, you can apply for your my number card online. You don't need to go anywhere. I took picture at home, so, like stay on the wall and then take the picture and upload it. And within like one month or 2 months, I got notification from the ward office to come and pick it.
Okay.
So it was quite easy, I would say.
I see.
By the way, if you are having driving license in Japan, it's quite useful. You can do different kind of stuff, and it's easier to find a job in Japan if you have a driving license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
For now, I think we are good for today. Okay. For the next time, we have 3 more topics that we are going to talk.
Which are?
It's about banking system. It's about the garbage disposal, and one more. Let me see. Yeah, post and sending items. I have some experience with that.
Okay.
I want to share it next time.
I'm looking forward to hear that. Anyways, do you have any
questions?
I
don't have. We have too many people.
No.
But
not really.
we will post this video on the Facebook. Keep it there for a while. So if you'll be interested, you can ask questions to us, and next time we can answer them.
Okay.
Yep.
That should be good.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you for those who joined us today.
Thank you.
So see you next time. Bye-bye.